Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Here we go. Here we go. How are we doing today, guys? I guess first off, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Last night we did like almost a 2 hour Nightmare Hydra key, and as you can see, I am still very exhausted. I didn't go to bed till after midnight because of it. Something Plarium definitely needs to start thinking about how they're going to change it, because this is no Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Um, but there's news. There's news that I've missed. I've been at work, and there's still time to report on it. So this is going to be the video for you. So if you haven't been paying attention, we are going to have a Yuletide Titan event. This is going to be starting on Friday, which is tomorrow, December 1st at 9 o'clock UTC. So essentially, and this is from Big Guns, one of the big guys in our cluster. He's currently in my clan now. Welcome, Big Guns. Thank you for tuning in. Love you, brother. You do great work. So it says, winter is coming. We're inviting everyone to celebrate the start of the season with the Yuletide Titan event. This year's celebration will be featured on the special event tab, and from there you will be able to access everything related, like events, tournaments, summon boosts, and more. Titan event will be launched on Friday, December 1st at 9 o'clock UTC and will last till Monday, December 25th at 12 UTC. So it's going to start from the 1st of the month until Christmas. Okay. Starting from December 1st and throughout the event, we will launch daily free offers that will grant you 20 Snow Titan points every single day. So just by logging in by the end of the event, you will be able to accumulate up to 500 snow points. Okay. That's actually pretty cool, because they're giving you 500 free points just for logging in. And I assume, like myself, you are, and if you're watching this video, you are logging in to, do your dailies, do clan boss, stuff like that. Okay. In total, during the course of the Yuletide Titan event, you'll be able to earn up to 2,500 snow points, including free snow points, 1,530 snow points during the first half of the event, and 970 snow points during the second half of the event. But you will only need 2,000 snow points to unlock all the milestone rewards, which means you will be able to skip 500 points worth of events or tournaments of your choosing. Pretty good. Speaking about the rewards, the milestones will include a variety of valuable rewards such as skill tomes, sacred primal void, and ancient shards, and for the first time ever, a legendary champion, Tormund the Cold, as a final reward. Don't miss a chance to get them all. Now, I do have some things to say about this. My initial thought on this was, fuck you. Nobody want to do this, right? This is too much. We're going to expend a bunch of resources. We don't even know about the fusion yet for Christmas, which we should be getting news about that in like a week or two. Because with everything that's been coming out this week, right? All the news, the big new content coming out. They said it's just as big as the Doom Tower or bigger. And they have been dropping hints, and we have a map now, which we will cover in this video. This video is going to be long, so buckle up, buckaroo. But after reviewing this and seeing that you get 500 free points and you really only need to get 1,500 points from events, depending on what points there are going to be in the summon events, you can probably skip 500 points out of the summon events, I would assume, and just grind like dungeon divers, artifact enhancement, and champion training. Okay. Which actually makes me very happy, because right here, Tormund the Cold. Oh, I can't highlight. Sorry, it's a screenshot. Tormund the Cold is a great champion. He is. He's very good. Really, only for arena. Okay. He's also, I would argue, good in Doom Tower waves at certain points. If you don't have wave clear and you need to like stall out the waves and kill them little by little. Okay. But I have been using Tormund the last couple weeks in live arena as a last pick, as a surprise support pick. But I do have him built with crit rate, and high accuracy, because a lot of people in live arena like to go speed cleave teams, right? So they'll go Arbiter, Lysandra, or Arbiter into Kaimar, into Wukong. And what's funny is they either ban Tormund or they don't speed boost on their turn, which is kind of funny, right? So if they go Arbiter and they go into a Lysandra or something like that, they won't speed boost because they don't want to get frozen. So he's done his job. And like with high accuracy, he can strip, all that stuff. Like here, let's take a look at him quick. I'll show you mine, actually. Tormund the Cold. I got him like, I think this last year. And he was brand new. I wasn't upset about it at all. So this is my Torment. He's built in perception, right? And he's built with accuracy. Okay. 225 speed, 94% crit rate, 684 accuracy on him. He's a defensive based damage dealer. Okay. So you need higher defense if you really want to do some real damage, but he does smack. He does smack. His A3 hits really hard. But yeah, this is how my guy's built. He's a deterrent. I have him down at Fearsome Presence because he gets a 5% extra chance of placing freeze. Okay. Now, when he first came out during a Christmas fusion, I think it was the first Christmas fusion after Saint Nick, right? I want to say that's right. He was so broken. They had to like almost instant nerf him. It took him a month or two, but they had to deal with him because him and Rotos ruled the arena. It was awful. But this passive used to be way worse, right? It would just trigger no matter what. You did anything, you sneezed, you farted, you paid your taxes, you got frozen. That's just what happened. But yeah, he has a, I'm not going to go over the abilities. You can check him out in game because it makes for the videos to be extra long. But this is just my Torment. I do love him. You have to have him booked out. And I do have mine going down here at Fearsome Presence, okay? So he is a big fuck you to the community with this role. Attack, yeah, that's why. But yeah, so there's that. That is the Titan event, okay? I encourage players to go for the Titan event and be cautious because we are going to be looking at the summon event points that you get for this Yuletide bullshit and kind of see what's going to come from that, right? Because if you can skip 500 points and it's all in the summon events, I say do it, right? You will not be disappointed with Torment the Cold. Because I'm even looking at it here. I'm going down to my Faction Guardians. Oh, down to Dwarves, and I'm already maxed out. So he's probably going to be +1, or I +2 my Molly, which I might just +2 my Molly, or I could +2, my Brogni. Could be good. But any chance you get where you can get a champion like that, I say go for it, right? As long as you have the resources and wherewithal to do so. Okay, so that's going to be the first part. The second part is let's talk about going for Valkanen. He was one of my most wanted champions for a while because I liked him because I thought he was very unique, and he is very unique in the game. He sets up a lot of weird, like different angle plays, right? Especially in arena. I've gone up against this guy in arena. 80% of the time I get my ass kicked because they pair him with Sun Wukong or they pair him with is it Spirit Drinker? Let me look here. He's a demon spawn, epic. Soul Drinker. They pair him with Soul Drinker because his passive, he'll place bombs on his death, right? And it's very cool. It's a very unique way to play the game. But would I spend 100 Void Shards, right, to get him? Now, if I had bought the Void Shard pack that was like, what, $230 for like 150 Voids or something like that, right? Is that what it was? Maybe. But I didn't spend that money. I don't have any money to be spending on this, right? Because if you looked at the offer I got, which was worse than yesterday's, by the way, $100 for 34 Voids. You need all of these if you are myself, right? 2 of these is what? 68? I have 2. That means I have 70 Voids. I'd still have to buy the third one. It's $300 for a very niche arena champion, right? But he does do really good shit in Hydra too because his stuff doesn't count as AoE. His attacks, they're all single target, okay? And he probably will be very good after the Polymorph nerf because of his abilities. And I'll show you here real quick. Nope, not there. I'm waiting for the Undead Hordes Mythic. That would be pretty cool. But like Valkanen, right? It's his passive. He places one of almost like he's going to place one of these debuffs. He's a polymorph target. He wants to be a sheep. He ended up dying, committing a ritual to be powerful, and he's going to be a sheep. Irony. He also has one of the fastest auras in the game for arena. But yeah, he just does really cool shit. He's got a hidden ability. He puts out Hex. He's good for arena and he's good for Hydra. All levels of Hydra. Okay. But who knows if he might be good, even especially for that new content that's coming out. Personally, right now, I don't have the money. And I talked about it at length on stream last night. I'm not going to be spending that kind of money on this. Okay. I've spent way more than that on this game. And it saddens me. So I'm really getting a bad taste in my mouth. So that's why I'm saving up these shards, right? But there's that. So we covered the Yuletide Titan event coming, which pretty much guarantees you a free tournament as long as you just play the game. And we just talked about Valkyrie, okay? But also starting tomorrow, if you go here and look at the events tab, we have a summon rush that gives you 150% more event points than usual for summoning from ancient shards. I want to say ancients are 20 points a pop. So if you go, 1.5 times more, it's 50 points a pop. So this is kind of, I've seen some other content creators talking like something big's coming, something big coming. They always do that. And they've been wrong almost like every time lately because nothing came until Valkyrie, right? Take this off here quick. We are rambling. I do apologize. But it's something to consider. We also have this Dungeon Divers event. Okay. You could do this right now. Get yourself a primal shard and just hold on to it until there's another ×2 mythic. But Summon Rush starts tomorrow, the 1st, and so does the Yuletide deal, right? Yuletide Titan event. And there's probably going to be Yuletide points in here. Also, we have a ×15 progressive to up to ×25 progressive event starting tomorrow, and I'm going to read off the champions here now. Okay, so starting tomorrow, December 1st, which is a Friday, we will be seeing these champions here. Okay, so Barbarians, you will choose from one, right, of these champions, and they will be put in that slot for summoning, okay? Because you get one non-void and one void legendary to choose from, and then it's one non-void epic and one void epic to choose from, okay? So the first choice here is Valkyrie. I have a Valkyrie. She is completely maxed in everything, okay? And I'll just show you my Valkyrie here quick. I'm trying to get a Fire Knight team going for her, all right? Because I want to do Fire Knight hard. But she is fully awakened. She is fully empowered. She's fully booked. I have her on Phantom Touch for Fire Knight. And I have her masteries all the way down here to War Master because she has a 2-hitter on her A1 and she has an A2, okay? Right? She's the best counterattack champion in the game, and that's never changed in her entire history of being in the game. She sees most play in Fire Knight right now and Arena. She's not really good for Hydra because you can get the counterattack buff stolen, and then you are sad bananas, okay? I do love my Valkyrie. Okay, even my Faction Guardians, I think, is maxed to... Barbarians. Completely maxed, okay? She was one of my first legendaries. I think after I did my recap, Bistoffice said was my first, but I'm pretty sure it was Valkyrie, but whatever. So there's that, okay? So you can choose from Valk. You can choose from this guy who is still broken and one of the I swear I ban this guy all the time in live arena. Ultimate Death Knight. I've been lucky enough to get a few. Okay. You guys know about Ultimate Death Knight. He was the login reward champion. Okay. And he did change the meta in the game. He completely puts the hurt on Rotos. He puts the hurt on Sun Wukong. And we were able to get like a decent awakening on him. I could buy the 5th at some point. But Ultimate Death Knight, there he is. You can put him in Stone Skin, give him high resistance, give him a little bit of accuracy, right? Book him up, make him severely slow, and make sure you get HP, right? If you can, on the accessories, because that's what his shield is based off of, and that's what the Stone Skin shield is based off of, okay? There's that. So you get Ultimate Death Knight. This guy I don't have is another choice, Archbishop Pinthroy. I think he's really cool, and I would not be upset to get him because I've seen a lot of people put a lot of work in with this guy. I really love this fat cat looking, clergyman. But essentially what he does is he puts out a lot of heals. He puts out buffs, okay? Increased defense and shield. And then he puts out this right here, heal reduction, which doesn't really matter, but block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown with 100%, right? And he puts increased accuracy on your team so you can lower the accuracy threshold for your champions. And then his A1 transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target. 75% chance of stealing a random buff from the target. So you can build them with accuracy if you want. Or you do need to build them with accuracy, to place the debuffs here. I saw a lot of people talking about how removes all decreased defense and weakness from this champion at the start of each turn. So he protects himself. I see a lot of people talking about how they like to replace Ugo with this guy. I'd still rather have Ugo because she puts out decreased defense. Okay, so there's that guy. And then again, we have another guy I don't have, which is fine. But if I got him, I wouldn't be upset. This is King Galcabar. He's Sylvan Watcher's faction. His whole thing is he strips, places block buffs, puts out poisons, puts out continuous heal and shields, all that fun stuff. He is a support, right? He's got like this antlered, like forest dragon for a helmet. Pretty cool. I can't really say much about him. I don't see him used. I don't have him. Okay. The next guy I also don't have, but he's pretty cool. He's actually the only dwarf I don't have, which is kind of funny. It's Boragar the Elder. Okay. So Boragar is one of the first champions to bring increased resistance into the game. And I want to say, yeah, just that. He's just really there to help you with the resistance cap. Okay. For any resistance threshold for any part of the game that you're like having a hard time on, especially Hydra, right? But that's a double-edged sword here with Hydra, because if the Mischief tank has a 3% chance and steals this increased resistance and spreads it, you are fucked. Nothing is going to stop that, right? As soon as it spreads, you super sad poo-poo, right? But yeah, this guy's whole thing is like, I put out buffs, I put out speed, I bring increased resistance in almost everything. Allies receive 10% less damage from champions whose resistance is lower than or equal to theirs, right? So he can be good in Hydra. That's usually where I'd see him played, but he's pretty good in Arena too, I would assume. There's that guy. And then we have Helicath, which Helicath, one of the best fusions we've ever had. He is essentially a block damage champion, but he hits really hard. He's a defensive based nuker. And he counterattacks whenever anybody is attacked that has block damage that he put out on him. And he attacks once per turn. He has a 2-hitter that can place weaken. And I can actually show you mine. Because I've been lucky enough that I had multiple copies of Helicath. So where did you go? He's up here. I know I missed him, right? Nope. Did I not empower him? I don't think I did. Oh boy. Where is he? What the heck? Oh, there he is. And mine's missing gloves right now too. I've taken pieces off of him. I guess I haven't awakened or empowered him. But I'd be putting crit damage gloves or crit rate on him and make him fast. He's good like that. He's really cool looking. He has this Guillermo del Toro monster look on him, right? Has that like Angel of Death from Hellboy 2 look. I love Helicath. He was a great fusion. I was happy I went for him. Fully booked. Let me check here. I gotta check my Factory Guardians now. Pretty sure he's in there. I did get 2. Okay. So yeah, there you go for that. Those are all the legendaries for non-voids. Now we'll talk about the epics for non-voids. Okay. So the epics for non-voids are Duedan the Runic, which is another Sylvan Watchers guy. This guy's great in Hydra as a Mischief tank, and he's great in Shogun's Grove because he also puts up taunt, and the boss has to attack him. Right? It's kind of cool. I have to really research that more because I tried doing it with Emic Trunkheart and it didn't work. So I don't know. I'm missing something here. But Duedan the Runic is great if you don't have him. He was a guaranteed, I think it was Ancients. I think it was 40 Ancients to get him back when Sylvan Watchers first came out. And I think I did go for him because I wanted the extra copy for Faction Guardians. And then somebody who's sadly fallen off, but he used to be one of the best epics in the game, if not the best, back when level 20 dungeons were a thing. And it's Miscreated Monster. Frank. A lot of people call him Frank or Eminem. I love this guy. He puts out stuns, right? He puts out ally protection, continuous heal. He puts out fear if anybody that has an ally protection on them that he placed is attacked. Or any ally protection, rather. He brings HP in arena battles. Base stats are okay. He's a little slow, but I mean, he's Frankenstein, right? He was part of one of the first like Halloween fusions. Like when Harvest Jack came out, they brought out Miscreated Monster, Brachus the Shifter, Madame Ceres, and I want to say there was one more that I can't think of right now. Maybe that was it, just those 3. I think it was just those 4. Yeah, because it was the Wolfman, Frankenstein, essentially Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas, which was Harvest Jack, and then you had Madame Ceres, which was the sexy witch. Right, there you go. He's fallen off. I really only use mine in Faction Wars. And I can just show you that here quick. Where are you, my friend? Right, I have him built for damage. He used to be in a shield set because that's how I used to farm Spider 20. But I have him going, 206, 100% crit rate. His damage is based on HP, so he's got decent HP, and he's got 272 crit damage, and he's got 273 accuracy, so he can land his stuns. Frank's been great. I miss using him. Wonderful creature. All right, let's get into the voids. Okay, I don't have either of these void legendaries, but you get to choose one, right? So the first one you can choose, if you do so, is Warlord. Warlord's great. Some people argue he's better than Yumiko in some instances. I don't think so. I like Yumiko way more than him, but he does put all their skills on full cooldown, right? And then depletes their turn meter. And he also brings out block debuffs and then heals and a shield. So that's pretty cool. The second one, which I wouldn't mind getting because he does serious work on Hydra, is Salfurion. Okay, this guy is really cool. I really like Salfurion. His look is cool. He has that like Pacific Islander, like, demigod look about him. He looks like he's a Valk. He's literally a salamander, right? Salamanders were taught about fire for mythology. But he brings out revive, gets extra turn when he does a revive, and they get turn meter and HP. He brings out HP burn. He heals off HP burn, puts out shield. Fills turn meter for HP burn. I mean, this guy just goes bananas. His aura in all battles is 33% HP, which is really great. It's one of the highest in the game. I like Salfurion. I wouldn't mind getting him. Okay, and now the epics. Okay, we don't have to go far for the first one. Skathix, when he came out, everybody was like, man, this guy's so great. And he is. He is very great. He brings a cleanse. He can steal buffs. Okay. And he brings decreased speed on his A1. And he places block damage on himself for one turn whenever his HP drops below 30%. Okay. Skathix is great. Before I had enough resistance and speed and all that, I had to use him or Sky Touch Shaman when I did Doom Tower waves because of like Torments and stuff, because I had to have a cleanse. Okay. So Skathix was the one I was using forever. And then he just got outmoded because power creep. I got more resistance, I got more accuracy and speed and defense and all that. And then I got better champions. But Skathix is great if you don't have him. The second one is going to be Ethlen. Ethlen is actually a high elf and is a weird one. Okay. I have one. I think I have them at 6-star. They're not completely maxed. I do have them booked though, but they are essentially an arena nuker. Okay. He'll give himself increased crit damage and accuracy for 2 turns. And then he gets an extra turn. And then right here, attacks all enemies 2 times, double hitter, 4 turn cooldown, 100% chance when booked. He'll put block active skills for 2 turns on the first hit. And the second hit puts out True Fear for a turn if enemies are not under block active skills. If that said could not be resisted, that'd be even better. I would run him with Fortis when Fortis gets his buff. He has an A1 that just attacks a single enemy and doesn't really do anything crazy. And then Strike of the Heart. He will ignore 10% of the defense when attacking support, defense, and HP champions, and it does not work against bosses. Which is kind of funny, right? Because this tells me that some bosses are programmed to be either supports, defense, or HP champions. That's weird, right? So, Ethlen the Golden, I really should book him out. Or he is booked out, but I really should get him super maxed and get his masteries and everything. But that's going to be it for this video today, guys. I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. Sorry for taking up so much time. It is almost 25 minutes into the video. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments down below. And I will catch you later. Bye.
Welcome to the cursed city of Cintranos. Chart your own path amid the branching streets. Choose which challenges to face and unravel the mystery of the Eclipse Tower.